Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Bowl TV for continued coverage of the 2021 Junior Gold Championships in Indianapolis. My name is Aaron Smith, and as you can see, we've moved locations. We're still here at Expo Bowl, but now on the A side is all competition and match play for the U15 and U18 divisions is now underway. We're going to not waste any time. Bowling is underway, so hopefully you've been watching some of our feature matches already, but we're going to bring in our co-host for the day, Emil Williams Jr., the man, the myth, the legend. There he is. EWJ, how you doing, bud?
I'm good, Aaron Smith. Hope all is well your way. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Obviously, Junior Gold, a great week. It's time to crown and getting closer to crowning some champions. We got some great matches, so I won't waste any more of your precious time. Let's get to it.
All right, we're going to go out to Western Bowl right now where the U18 boys and the U15 girls are competing. We have the U18 girls and U15 boys here at Expo Bowl, all available right now on bowltv.com. Select pairs available to view. We're going to have 2 rounds today. Let's go full screen here, and this is quite the matchup here on both pairs. Over to your left, we have Brandon Bonta taking on Angelo Biondo. And then over on 41 and 42 to your right, Spencer Robarge taking on Silas Limes. So the cool connection here is that 3 of these 4 players, Brandon Bonta, Spencer, and Silas, are 2-time USA Bowling National Champions. All in the field here, so obviously you knew that was a strong team heading in. But here they are again, doing their thing on the national stage individually.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty impressive. One of the first things I noticed when I took a look at the final advanced stats, and you try to follow along certainly throughout the week, but those couple of names stood out. Certainly many names stood out, but that particular connection, and obviously we both had a chance to see that particular USA Bowling squad up close and personal. I saw them twice actually in 2018. They also shot a Baker 300 game together during regional qualifying as well.
So how these matches work, folks, if you watch the U12 Angelo sends some pins across the deck. These are going to be 2-game total pinfall matches to determine who advances. 16 players advanced to this round, and looking at the size of this field from 1,166 down to the top 16. Double elimination bracket. We're going to get down to the top 3 when it's all said and done tomorrow to determine our stepladder finalists, which will be taking place tomorrow right here on bowltv.com. (10 a.m. Eastern, the U12. Those spots were determined a little bit earlier today. Mike Flanagan over at Strikeforce Lanes calling the action. Then at 2 p.m. Eastern, the U15 show, followed by the U18 show, 6 p.m. Eastern, all here on bowltv.com. For these competitors making it this far, I'm at 26 games across 6 different oil patterns. And now this is the 7th one they've had the opportunity to see, so they've just literally come in fresh off their break from the final advances round and right into action. 5 minutes of warm-up to get ready for this and try to find out as much as you can. And Emil, that is a tough turnaround.
It is, but you'd have to think, they've had no knowledge throughout the week, so you just kind of continue the way you've been going. Obviously, you made it to the advances round or through the advances round to match play, and you've gotten there for a reason. So that same mindset should still be taken into account. They should still be handling business with the pre-shot routine, and obviously take what the lanes give you. You get a little practice, see what you can. How close is it to what to various patterns that you've already seen this week? You take a look at where Spencer's playing, and to be a southpaw, he's pretty far inside at the moment. So that certainly just goes to show right there. I mean, there's some level of difficulty, obviously, with junior gold and titles on the line, scholarships as well. It's not. I was gonna say it's weird seeing Spencer, but it's not weird. It's like he's right where he should be when you think about all he has done, even just this year. You know, think about the Masters and that top 5 finish at the USBC Masters we're talking about. And to see him now, and of course he won the U12 title back in 2015. It's just incredible the run and the rise, and watching his game blossom. Angelo Biondo has also provided us a lot of fireworks the last couple of years at Junior Gold. U15 developmental squad as well. Hello to everyone watching, obviously on Bowl TV, and those who have watched certainly throughout the week. Appreciate Susan. Hey, Jeff, hope everyone is well. Talking about the abilities and the improvements in one's game. You're continuing to see the game evolve of Brandon Bonta, as well as Silas Lean.
Pretty cool connection for both of these guys. I know Brandon was a Dexter All-American a couple years ago. Dexter High School All-American, I should say. And Silas, part of the team here in the 2020-2021 season. And the coolest part about all that is Silas was like, usually, it's pretty cool if you're like in the top 10%, top 5% of your class. He was in the 1%. He was the man at his high school. So the highest grade point average. So pretty awesome stuff there for Silas. But he's going to have his hands full in this matchup against a good friend and a even tougher an opponent in Spencer Robarch.
Well, I'm glad you noted that, Aaron, regarding the academics, because without that, the bowling is secondary. But without the academics, these young men and young women, won't have the futures that they potentially could have. So it's great to highlight that, and that's certainly part of what the Dexter All-American team is all about. Not just the bowling, but what you do at school and also in your community.
Got a note from JT for those watching or interested. The other U18 boys channel, James Bennett has started with the front 7 against 2019 U15 champion John Nunn. So big start there for James. One big score to report here from Expo Bowl for the U15 boys. Top overall qualifier, Landon Jordan, started off in the 260s. So he's going to build an early lead. That one is off our camera view here for the first round. So he's going to take the early advantage. Against Dimitri Richardson, who got the final spot in the U15 boys top 16.
Got a chance to watch Landon a lot on the Elite Youth Tour, and talk about someone really kind of coming into his own. Another game that just continues to evolve. He just continues to get better each and every tournament. Hello to Carla. Thanks, Lori. Yeah, I knew that. That's the old brain blank. It's a good break. Very good break there for Silas. Just leaving the 5-pin to the left there to Biondo. It could be in a tough zone there, Aaron. There's 2-4-5, and you start to try to figure things out when you're in that area. You could be in danger. You may not be.
And Neil, I got some quick updates here just from my post here at Expo Bowl. Annalise O'Brien, who had the 300 game earlier today, a 176 to 162 advantage over Kaylee McMullen. That's the 413 matchup. Holly Bridges up 190 to 167 against Amanda Najokis. Victoria Verano is going to be up against Hannah Rowers. She can still get to 190. Hannah with 178.
Good stuff there, Aaron. Really good stuff there from Bonta. See soft hand at the bottom from Brandon. Not trying to do too much. He's also a bit further right than Angela. Nice spare to the left there. That was Edgar Burgos. What's the vibe like in Expo right now, Aaron? Apparently some good vibes. I think he went to check to see how James Bennett was faring with his potential 300 attempts.
Folks, we will have 2 rounds today before we call it quits for this Friday and be back at it Saturday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. For the remaining rounds in U15 and U18, we will be saying goodbye to 4 competitors in each division. Once again, double elimination. So the next round we'll have winners and elimination bracket holders all included. So as quickly as it got started for some of these folks, they're going to see their 2021 tournament come to an end. But making match play at junior gold anytime is a big, big deal. Jason Thomas, who's helping us over at Western, noting that the vibe has a different feel to it compared to the rest of the week. So I kind of felt like a party, especially with all those scores he had over there. Everybody playing outside, throwing strikes. It was a good time, big numbers. And it says it's pretty intense feeling over there right now.
Uh-oh. That Biondo miss, of course, Bonta now with a good opportunity. A good showing here. Spencer Robars needs the ball. Spare made for Brandon.
All right, moving into game 2 to your left. Angelo Biondo with a slight advantage, 180 to 171. 9 pins separating them. Certainly anybody's ball game here.
Yeah, Brandon had a chance to take the lead there with a solid 10th frame. But you'll take being down 9 in a 2-game total pinfall match, certainly. A good shot there for Silas Limes. That was actually one thing I recall from watching Silas a few years ago. He was always able to get the 10 out in many cases when others could not.
Sounds like my type of guy. I never get the 10 pin out.
Yeah, I mean, the 6 would go over the 10 and do his thing.
Well, just to prove you wrong, he left the 6 in. The 10 Looks like he's going to be in the books here at 182, so an opportunity for Spencer to take the advantage.
The important 10th frame, I think, for Spencer. He's been trying to get comfortable on this pattern. And it's been giving him certainly a few hiccups.
And I suppose the good news right now for Spencer is that even though he didn't have his best game here, he's going to be, even if he's unable to pick up this 2-7, it's going to be right in this match. It's essentially going to be even with an open here. Takes a run. Final tally is going to be 183-182. So he's up by 1 pin over Silas at the moment. Emil, as I said, I'm over here at Expo Bowl with the U18 girls and U15 boys match play, and there's only 32 players in here. Taking a look around the concourse, it feels there's about 300 watching. Packed house all around. We are using nearly every lane on this side of the venue. All games into game number 2. I think they got started a couple minutes earlier. Some other updates currently from Western from JT. Nolan Blessing has the lead against Zach Green, 219 to 177. Jordan Malott, the top overall qualifier, ahead of Caden Russell, 204 to 176. So that's a matchup of PBA Tour champions, kids. Of course, Wes Malott and Ronnie Russell have been in attendance all week. Both now local to the Indiana scene. We talked a little bit about that James Bennett John Nunn match. James up 245 to 227.
I tell you, Aaron, whatever was thrown down, lane pattern wise, I mean it's given fits, but throughout. Obviously, we're watching these particular matches, but I've seen a few leaves to the left and the right of these matches that might also suggest that all the players having a struggle or two on this early on.
Solomon Salama, a two-time U15 champion ahead of Carter Street. 162 to 160, so pretty tight matchup there. Brandon Bone. Is ahead of Ryan Spear after game number 1. 177 to 159. Brandon, a past U12 champion.
Oh. Nicely done there from Silas. Yeah, I think Silas right now has the advantage. I just think his room for error is much higher than Spencer's. It's a bit more straighter, certainly to the pocket. Mentioned his ball roll enables him to carry 10 sometimes when others cannot. Obviously, Spencer left-handed, so they're not playing for 10-pin carry per se, but in a match play situation, carry is all the more beneficial. Unfortunately there for Angelo, boy, that's the second time he's missed a 6'10". Missed him completely in the 10th frame of game 1, and then you saw the chop there.
Come on, Kaylee, one more, come on. Got it.
Yikes.
Take it. Fair enough. There you go. One more, Kaylee.
You can hear all of the excitement certainly in the background.
I guess, like I said, packed house here. And a lot of excited parents.
Yeah, there you go.
A lot of close matchups.
Yeah, speaking specifically to Spencer, I thought that was probably his best shot of the match. That one looked to be a bit more online. I think he's kind of finally figured out target-wise what he's looking at and what might work best for him. And he's still got a few frames to try to handle business. Again, the best part of what he's been going through, as you mentioned, Aaron, went into this or game 2, excuse me, with a 1-pin advantage. On the flip side for that, for Silas, watching Spencer go through it and understanding what Silas already has, and I think he is right now has got the better opportunity of the two. He's only trailing by a pin. Thanks, Jason Thomas, for providing the updates across varying matches. Nicely done there. Roll it. Get it to trip, Silas Slimes. You see one break, and then the split immediately after that can certainly be a momentum killer. Both of these matches, man. It seems like when one competitor seems like they may get something going, we've seen a couple of splits kind of derail potential momentum.
Yeah, Emil, I'm just gonna want to just add this because I've been watching all week. And Spencer hasn't played where he's having to play right now all week. I mean, he's basically been outside of second arrow, mostly around first arrow. And this pattern is obviously a lot more challenging, a lot more difficult. Now he's kind of fading it between third and fourth arrow. So it's just something we haven't seen him have to do all week.
That's a really good note, and I appreciate that because, I've seen Spencer bowl a lot, and he doesn't have to do what he's trying to do now very often. And so you can clearly see, he's being forced to try to do something that the pattern is asking him to do.
Get a real good look here at the angle he's playing. He's going to be crossing right around 17 at the arrows. And, a lot of it's kind of been the knock on lefties forever, right? As they always like to play out. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of talented lefties out there that wish they could show, their versatility a little more. In today's day and age with righties playing so far to the left, it's very difficult for them to get an opportunity to play this deep. But Spencer's showing, the versatility here to be able to jump in, and he's even doing it with urethane.
Yeah, you don't bat an eye really when you watch Spencer because you know he's extremely talented. So it's kind of like, all right, if this is what the lanes are asking me to do, then I'll figure it out. I've got 2 games. Hopefully, I'll be close enough to give it a run at the end and give myself a chance. Bonta, left lane. And similar situation there for Brandon Bonta. While he's been the straighter of the 2 players between he and Biondo, I thought he was really been soft with it at the bottom, but he seemed to kind of lost that look a bit further right on this pattern. Before is, we saw a big 4-lane 40. Oh, and a near make there, the 210. And if you recall, Brandon Bonta shot 171. He came into this one trailing Angelo Biondo by 9 pins.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about this match play, and I made this point earlier today, is that some of these players are making match play for the first time at Junior Gold, and they haven't experienced the difference in the pattern typically, and especially this week because there were some scores shot this week. This match play pattern is really, really difficult, and a lot of times if you're used to or wanting to shoot big scores and you've been able to shoot big scores all week, and you have that mentality coming into this, it's not a good thing. This is a grind. Keep the ball in play, make your spares. 400 is a great score. And I think the players that are a little more experienced, that have had, been through the match play a few times and understand that usually it's a lot more difficult, have a little bit of an advantage just in terms of, the risks that they're willing to take.
I would say the 4 players we're watching right now would fall into the experience category.
They are really getting nasty. I mean, Angelo and Brandon, both really struggling, but someone's going to win. It's still a tight match.
So we talk about spares. We see Silas with the error there. And then the best thing about that for Angelo, he leaves himself something that is makeable.
Yeah, if you're going to miss big. Yeah, you'd much rather shoot this than a washout. Really, he makes this. Brandon's in a must-strike situation. Oh, wow. He misses it.
Wow.
So 9-pin lead going into this game for Angelo. With that miss, he's got 134 in the ninth. Brandon can still go off the sheet for 163. That means Angelo would need a double.
Obviously, big shots coming up here for Bonta. Been in this position before, experience, made deep runs in Junior Gold before, and there's a shot, one you'd expect. And having a few words with himself. I've been there. A best shot of the match thus far, and when he needed it most, out of Robarge.
Wow.
Oh.
Awfully good shot, back to back. 2 6-pins. Brandon must strike to have any chance. Yeah, just can't get it figured out. I mean, he tried just about everything this match except the kitchen sink.
Yeah, he moved further right.
Yeah, and with that split, that's going to do it. Basically, even if he spares it and strikes, Angelo would just need 1 pin. So Angelo going to win this first match, and Brandon move into the elimination bracket. And Spencer and Silas in a barn burner.
Both of these these matches have certainly piqued all of the interest. A big carry for Silas.
Well, he's still right there. Another strike here. He can still shoot 212. And it's just a 1-pin match going into game number 2 here. And Spencer just kind of treading water, shooting 197.
Oh,
Anybody's game. Yeah. A couple of good shots there. Just enough to tickle the 7-pin over, and now the pressure is back on Spencer.
Which has made 2 great shots the last 2. In 6 pins. And so you feel that he's got a beat now on what he wants and needs to do to get to the 1-2.
Yeah, certainly has this lane figured out. Oh, man. Huge messengers. So that sets up the 10th here. Basically, max scores for both players, 217 for Spencer, 212 for Silas. Whoever performs in the 10th is going to win. Spencer can lock up the match with a double and 5 pins. He's left a 6-pin on this lane the last 2 shots. See if he makes a little small adjustment to try to get the ball a little bit lower in the pocket. Another good shot there.
Wow.
6-8.
Wow.
And now he's really almost has to go for it.
That is, our sport can be cruel, certainly. I mean, this has been a grind, certainly. He's worked extremely hard to get to this point, just to kind of figure out something consistent that he can repeat. 6-pin now, 6-8.
Well, if he makes it, he's going to force Silas to get the first strike in the 10th. So huge attempt here. Gave it a run, but catches a little too much of the 6-pin, and now Silas just needs a mark.
And his teammates been champions together in USA Bowling. Good shot here for Silas. He may move on.
Wow, and carries the Brooklyn. Man.
Certainly not the way he drew it up, but.
No, he feels bad, definitely, but he'll take it. He'll take the win. And tough loss for Spencer. Threw 3 great shots on that left lane coming down the stretch. 2 6-pins and a 6-8. And he will move to the elimination bracket.
You know, sometimes that's it's not only bowling, but you know, I feel like we see certain things like that in match play specifically, where you were focused solely on a particular match or two, and you see each break, you see the ones that don't fall, you see the ones that do. Very, very classic type of match we just watched.
All right, we're going to switch over. We've still got a couple more matches over here at Western in the U18 boys division that are going to come down the stretch here.
By the way, if you're following at home in your brackets, Silas will take on Angelo in round 2 tonight.
Zach Grime, he's still alive. He's got an outside chance. He's down 25 pins overall now after being down 40 after game one, but that strike is going to keep him in it. $38 he was down, to be exact, is Grime.
It's a pretty tough opponent here in Nolan Blessing.
Well, Nolan had a nice lead. Open frame there in the fifth and also in the seventh, and now leaking a little bit of oil as he tries to close out this match.
Okay, James. No, he didn't like that one, but again, based on his great start, obviously.
Oh, wow. Nolan with another open frame. Now he's got 119 in the eighth. And that match just got really interesting.
So that's a best or max score for Nolan now at 179.
That's right, Emil. Yeah. Zach still has a possible 215. So that would make it a 2-pin match in Nolan's favor if they both were to go off the sheet, but anything can happen.
Better.
That strike there in the ninth for James Bennett, that locked up that match. So sends the defending U15 champion John Nunn and recent Masters to the elimination bracket. Huge shot here for Zach Grime. Really almost has to happen. And that's going to lock it up for James Bennett. But this shot here is so huge because if he misses here, he loses 20 pins in his potential max score. So this one he really almost has to have. Wow. That was big time.
I like his demeanor right now, JT, at understanding what's at stake. Also getting his bowling ball to stop at the end of the pattern.
Yeah, he's just playing the old frozen rope. Throw it at the 3-pin with urethane. I mean, you don't really see players these days playing this deep with urethane.
JT, this is not your father's urethane anymore.
Not your father's rev rate, sure. Good shot, really good shot. But that's urethane right there, man. That's how my ball used to hit back in the day. So with a spare and a strike, Zach would be at 194. And Nolan would just need a mark. No gimme, though.
He had it all the way, but it was if you're watching on an angle, you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, for sure. And that was big too, because it's still not over. He strikes here. He shoots 194. Nolan 156, 157 or better, and that's not easy. He still needs a spare and good count. Spare and 8.
We know no marks are guaranteed, certainly on Not in general, but certainly what we saw so far in this pattern.
Yeah, I mean, he's shooting 150, so spare an 8 is no gimme.
Grime, the number 2 seed, Blessing, the 15th seed.
What a great shot. That was sweet.
Excellent shot. See the open hand at the end of that. Hard to tell, but it looks like he's trying to get his ball to go maybe a bit more end over end.
And Nick Hoagland said it last week, Emil. He said, there's nothing better than watching players have to perform a great shots in a tough pattern, and they absolutely have to have it. And that's exactly what Nolan Blessing just did right there.
Yeah, it's I've had a chance to watch Nolan a lot on the Elite Youth Tour, and he has performed in the 10th frame many times that I've seen him, and he does it again here. And certainly on what is youth bowling's biggest stage.
Showing you the OB, so that double was not an easy task. So 176 for Nolan, and he's going to move on in the winner's bracket. Aaron Smith, we got any other action still going?
Okay, Francis.
Negative. Jason Thomas, we've been done here for a little bit. I think we got a head start on you guys. We run a tight ship over here.
Yeah.
So they are actually waiting for their next round of matches. So players have made their move to their respective pairs, but practice has not kicked off yet.
All right, well, we'll keep the stream going, guys, and wait for them to get reshuffled to their new matches. I can go grab some matchups. You talked a little bit about what they are, but I'm not sure if you guys have lane assignments on your bracket. I have them on the bracket board here on site, so I can go make a quick run, and you guys can hold down the fort, and I'll be back. See who. By the time I get back, you might know who the matches are going to be, but I'll go ahead and take a look and get you guys the news on that.
All right, thanks, JT. Aaron Smith, what do you have updated, if any?
I have nothing yet, so I actually need to retreat to the bracket board as well. So I'm going to go do that and see who we got coming up next. We're essentially going from lanes 51 to 66 here at Expo Bowl. Once again, all bowlers will be back on the lanes. So we're going to have, I believe, 4 players in each division, in each age division, still undefeated after today. We're going to unfortunately say goodbye to 4 people though, in U18 boys, U18 girls, U15 boys, and U15 girls after this round. So I'm going to go run and get an update myself. They said here at Expo, they announced it was going to be about a 10-minute break before they get back into to warm up. I assume it'll be another 5 minutes to get going. Hey, that's Sam Guy there. I bowl league with him. World famous Sam Guy on the live stream. But so there's not going to be a re-oil. So they're going to have a little bit of burn, but they've seen the pattern. They kind of know what they saw in their pairs. Now, how do they make adjustments to a little bit of transition and wear and tear out there?
We'll certainly find out. I'll hang tight, Aaron, wait for all of our updates. And same thing obviously goes for those watching. Aaron and JT will retrieve some updates. See where the those who will have fallen into the contenders brackets will line up and certainly as well as some of our winners as well. We'll need to update you on the winners, and all of that will be coming up next here on Bowl TV. So we appreciate it. Sit tight. Hope to have a few answers for those of you asking those questions in the chat. You are not being ignored, but I know at least two people who know more information than I do. So I'll at least try to make sure they see those questions and get you some answers as best as we can. Back with you here in a moment here on Bowl TV.
All right, folks. I've returned with a girls bracket update. They are still updating the boys U15, so a U18 bracket update coming up for y'all. In the U18 girls division, top overall seed, Jillian Martin defeated Kelly Whipple. She's going to face Elena Carr, who defeated Brooklyn Buchanan. That match is going to be on 69-70 off-camera range. Lindsay Enos with the win over Madison Colston. She will now face Annalise O'Brien, who defeated Kaylee McMullen. Holly Bridges with the victory over Amanda Najokas. She's going to be taking on Victoria Verano over on 61-62. So that is a matchup we will have here on Bowl TV from Expo. Verano defeated Hannah Rowers. Paige Wagner with the victory over Alyssa Ballard. She's going to face JL Hammond, who defeated Madison Phillips. So your winners bracket matches.
Make your way to your lanes.
Oh, we got announcements coming here real quick. Or maybe not. Winners bracket matches. Jillian Martin versus.
Everyone, welcome to the second round of the Junior Gold Championships Double Elimination Match Play Bracket Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to present to you some of the most talented young athletes in the sport. Now, let's give a big hand for these young athletes as I call their names and they go out onto the court. On lanes 45 and 46, our number 2 seed, Keegan Alexander versus number 10 seed, Trevor Ashley. On 47 and 48, our number 15 seed, Trey Henrichmeyer, and our number 7 seed, Casey Campbell. On 49 and 50, our number 11 seed, Rylan Reese, and our number 3 seed, Ethan Caruso. On 51 and 52, our number 6 seed, Aiden Furukawa, and our number 14 seed, Ethan Ostrowski. On 53 and 54, our number 1 seed, Landon Jordan, and our number 9 seed, Sebastian Hoffman. 55 and 56, our number 16 seed, Dimitri Richardson, and our number 8 seed, Trevor Annenberg. 57 and 58, our number 12 seed, Dawson Peterson, and number 13, Owen Williams. And on 59 and 60, our number 5 seed, Bud Sigard, and our number 4 seed, Elias O'Halloran. In the girls, on 61 and 62, our number 15 seed, Holly Bridges versus number 11, Victoria Verano. On 63 and 64, our number 2 seed, Amanda Najokas, and number 10, Hannah Rowers. On 65 and 66, number 11 seed, Paige Wagner, and our number 3 seed, JL Hammond. 66 67 and 68, number 16, Alyssa Ballard, and number 14, Madison Phillips. 69 and 70 are number 1 seed, Jillian Martin, and number 8, Elena Carr. 71 and 72, number 16 seed, Kelly Whipple, and number 9, Brooklyn Boudreaux. 73 and 74, number
Alyssa Ballard, and number 14, Madison Phillips.
and number 4, Annalise O'Brien.
69 and 70 are number 1 seed, Jillian Martin, and number 8,
number 12
Elena
seed,
Carr.
Madison Colston, and number 13 seed,
71 and
Nicole.
72, number 16 seed, Kelly Whipple, and number 9, Brooklyn
Athletes who may be seated in your
Boudreaux.
bowler's area.
73 and
These
74,
athletes will be bowling in a double
number 5 seed, Lindsay Ennis, and number 4, Annalise O'Brien. And on 75 and 76, number 12 seed, Madison Colston, and number 13, Kaylee McMullen. Athletes who may be seated in your bowler's area.
Once an athlete loses 2 matches,
These
they
athletes will be bowling in a
the
double
event.
elimination
Simply follow the lane
bracket.
numbers on
Each
your
division
bracket
match will
board
consist
to
of 2
determine where
games
you
where
will
total
bowl the
pinfall
next
will
match.
determine the winner.
Pinfall from
The higher
qualifying
seed bowler
games
will
and
have
advances
lane
round
choice.
will not
The
be
player
carried
on the
over
left lane will
into
start the
double
match.
elimination
In the event a match
bracket
is
match
tied
play
after 2
competition.
games, a 1-ball
Athletes,
roll-off
once again,
will
you
occur
will
until
enter
the
your
tie is
scores
broken.
on the recap
Once an
sheet.
athlete
Once
loses
your
2
match is
matches,
over,
they
turn
will
in
be
your
eliminated
recap sheet
from the
to a
event.
tournament
Simply
official.
follow the lane numbers
One
on your
lane courtesy
division's
is
bracket
in
board
effect and
to
will be
determine
monitored
where
by
you will bowl the
tournament
next
staff.
match.
We will update
Pinfall
scores
from the
after
qualifying
each match
games and
once the
advancers
scores
round
have
will
been
not be
verified
carried
by
over
tournament
into the
officials.
double
Each and
elimination
every one of you
bracket
has
match
shown us
play
why you deserve to
competition.
be here
Athletes,
and
once
why
again, you
are
will
the
enter
best
your
of the
scores
best.
on the
We look
recap
forward
sheet.
to naming
Once
the
your
male
match
and
is
female
over,
members
turn in
of
your
Junior
recap
Team
sheet to a
USA
tournament official.
2022.
1 lane
Bowlers,
courtesy
your
is
lanes
in
are now
effect
being
and will
turned
be
on for your
monitored by the
5-minute
tournament
practice
staff.
session.
We will update scores after each match once the scores have been
All right, there we go.
verified
We
by
have our
tournament
announcements in the
officials.
books. We will
Each and every
continue
one of you has shown us
taking a
why
look
you
at the
deserve
elimination
to be
bracket
here
matches
and why you are the best of the best. We look
on
forward
the
to
girls' side.
naming
Once again, the
male
winners
and female
bracket
members of
matches:
Junior
Jillian
Team
Martin against
USA
Elena Carr,
2022.
Lindsay Enos against
Bowlers,
Annalise
your lanes are
O'Brien,
now being turned
Holly
on for
Burgess
your
versus
5-minute
Victoria
practice
Verano.
session.
That is one of them that we're watching right now. And Paige Wagner taking on JL Hammond. In the elimination bracket, Kelly Whipple taking on Brooklyn Buchanan. Madison Colston taking on Kaylee McMullen. Amanda Najokas taking on Hannah Roars. That's going to be on one of our featured pairs. And Alyssa Ballard taking on Madison Phillips. We're going to go double check the boys U15 standings. But these players are going to have 5 minutes to get acclimated to their new pair before we start our final. Two-game total pinfall match of the day. All right, the next update from Expo Bowl. U15 boys, top overall seed Landon Jordan defeated Dimitri Richardson. He's taking on Sebastian Huffman, who defeated Trevor Anifer. Bud Sicard with a win over Dawson Peterson to move on. He's going to face Owen Williams, excuse me. That would be cool, though, if his name was Owen Wilson. Thinking about Loki here, guys. Got to catch up on a few episodes. Owen Williams is going to be taking on, defeated Elias O'Halloran to set that matchup against Dawson Peterson. Keegan Alexander, the number 2 seed, for the win over Trayton Henrichmeyer. He'll face Trevor Ashby, who defeated Casey Campbell. Rylan Brees defeated Aiden Furukawa. Then Ethan Caruso defeated Keaton Ostrowski. So your winners bracket matchups in the U15 boys: Landon Jordan versus Sebastian Huffman, Dawson Peterson versus Owen Williams, Keegan Alexander versus Trevor Ashby, Rylan Brees versus Ethan Caruso. In the elimination bracket, U15 boys: Dimitri Richardson taking on Trevor Anifer, Bud Sicard taking on Elias O'Halloran, U12 champ in 2019. Trayton Henrichmeyer taking on Casey Campbell. Then Aiden Furukawa taking on Keaton Ostrowski. So that's what's taking place over here at Expo. So matchup you're currently watching actually features a boys and girls pair. In the girls division, we have a winners bracket match. Victoria Verano taking on Holly Bridges. Then an elimination bracket match between Bud Sicard and Elias O'Halloran.
Bowlers, your practice session has concluded. Please hold up on all practice bowling.
Bowlers, your practice session has concluded. Please hold up on all practice bowling at this time. If your lane is not set for a first ball, go ahead and hit the reset set button so that you do have a full rack of pins with one light on, not two. All right, bowlers, please remember the top seed chooses who starts the first game only. Starting bowler will then start on the left lane. On the second game, the other bowler will start. Be sure to let us know if we need to switch the arrows. Also, spectators, due to live streaming at all times, you may record the bowlers while they bowl. However, you may not live stream anything. Now, spectators and guests, let's give these finalists another round of applause as they begin their double elimination match play competition. Athletes, you may now begin bowling for score and have a great game.
Here you go. Good.
All right, announcements underway. We are in business here. Let's the card go kick things off to our left. And a resounding strike for the two-hander. Elias matches the effort, frame one.
based on the first matches that we saw, I think it's super important to get off to the best start you can. Fast starts on this pattern, you can see the roll of the two there from Holly. I think just go a long way because the mental, the confidence in this situation. You know, if you get into that second game and things get close and you lose your look, you know, having some level of cushion entering that second game could prove to be beneficial. I think we've already seen that a couple of times early in round one.
Oh. So again, 2-game total pinfall matches. Early in game one, Verano and Holly Bridges all tied up. That's the card. Taking the lead with his spare game here in the early going against Elias. It's still a long way to go.
Well, we know how important spares are, I think, Aaron, and we've seen a couple of missed spares come back to haunt a few of our players.
Elias takes care of the 2-4-5. However, though, Emil and finds himself down 11, heading into frame number 4. Here's Holly far right of your screen. Oh, Emil. Oh, my goodness.
Hashtag team no 8-pin. I like Holly's look, though. I really like her game. Straight up and down, up the boards. Her angles in front. I mean, like, to me, just solely just about business, going right at it. That type of game can sometimes also kind of not completely take the lane condition out of play, but there may be some variables that she doesn't have to worry about because she's not trying to do too much with the bowling ball.
I think that's a good point, and you kind of see a different style there of how Victoria is attacking the lanes. Bud avoids disaster there with the 7-10, so some different styles. We'll see how that transition. Obviously, Victoria trying to kind of go around the pattern here, but that looks pretty good from Holly so far. Should be a double.
Speaking of Victoria, Aaron, it's some good intel from a key source on site. Victoria had planned to begin this match, specifically with the Rubicon, and playing in the same zone that she ended the last match. Of course, she mentioned no re-oil, so you might anticipate players trying to stay in the same zone in which they ended, unless, of course, they just needed to make a complete change. But just trying to get it right of the tracer down lane 8 or 9 or so, and then adjusting with angle and ball speed to help it get to that spot correctly. And I think she's trying to figure that part out based on that last shot.
Both Victoria and Holly clean here in the early going through 4. But Sicard looking for one more mark. Start with the strike. Spin around the pocket and ooh. All right. That 8-pin thought about standing up there for a quick second, but able to get the roll. He's clean through 5. Up 21 against Elias. Nice shot there by Elias. A chance to dig into this deficit a little bit here in game 1.
Boy, not what you want to see there. Not the break you want if you're Elias.
The ever popular 1-4. Gonna switch to plastic and not gonna get it. Third open for the 2019 U12 champ. Once again, you're watching an elimination bracket match to your left in the U15 boys division. Winners bracket match to the right, 61-62.
Out there from Bud, and the unfortunate misspare there for Holly.
Let's see, Card looking for a double here. Is that gonna? Oh, that made. Oh, had the full range of emotions there, E.
That was a lot of emotions from you, Aaron, but which is not uncommon. but that shot did provide such things, though. It didn't look great. It didn't look good, and then he didn't get a break.
I feel we're going to see a change from Victoria soon here. This current plan of attack has made it pretty tough for her to maintain the 1-3 pocket here so far. She's been able to stay clean. She's picked up all her spares. We'll see if she can add one more here. But it begs an interesting question. We kind of talked about Holly being a little bit farther to the right, and Victoria making the move to the inside part of the lane. So you feel Victoria's being a little more aggressive here. Does she get more aggressive with another move?
Well, if she has defined what she would deem her OB is, right, where, you know, even if she remains at trying to get into the 8-9 down lane, if that's going to be her OB, then she can move left theoretically and still try to do what she needs to do, like sort of like that.
Currently 108 in the 8th frame for Elias. Bud has stayed clean in the 2-game total pinfall match. He can really do some damage here in the next 2 frames, set himself up for a strong finish. And yes, folks are excited around me, Emil. As they should be.
Good shot. I think they were so excited that Bud had to take a step back.
Three in a row for Holly Bridges. Spare ball has been on point for Bud Sakar. Business about to pick up here on 61-62.
I don't think Bud was happy with that shot, but he'll certainly take the result. And as you mentioned, Aaron, he's got a chance to really open things up as they head to game 2. And then speaking of our girls match here, I think Victoria just had to kind of, it's hard to say allow the lanes to come to her because she had a game plan coming in, but it may have taken her a few frames to execute. She may have had to make small or minor adjustments to her original strategy. I think that one was just kind of right early. Oh, well, someone has 4 in a row, right? Right here.
That is correct. That was Elena Carr with 4 in a row to set up her 10th frame. She's taking on Jillian Martin. So a pretty great matchup on 69 and 70, which is where I find myself at the moment. And heading into the 10th frame of that match, Elena can shoot 210, max for Jillian, 220. It's a winner's bracket matchup on the U18 girls side.
I would be
ready for the 10th frame here. Victoria Verano can max out at 215. Elias is going to have to get some things going here. That's 134 for the 2019 U12 champ. I'm digging the Elena Carr fan club standing next to me here at Expo right now. They're bringing the heat. Just like that shot from Bud Sakar. Ismac scored 214. He can build an 80-pin lead here. Official tally in our boys elimination bracket match. Bud Sakar 210. Elias O'Halloran 134. So 70-plus pin lead for Bud. This is the 10th frame right now. Upcoming for Holly Bridges. Or wrapping up the 10th frame, I should say. That's going to be 214. Very well bowled game by Holly.
Yeah, just one hiccup. Missed a 10-pin early in the game, but she'll take that. Oh, excuse me, chopped to spare, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I think that was the 610 there.
Yep.
For her.
And a big shot there for Victoria, who, Aaron, we were talking about the game plan earlier. And she did abort the game plan, or I guess not completely. She did make some changes. She made a ball change and switched to something a little bit shiner to help her get the ball down the lane a little bit. So she's still kind of in that same zone, still trying to be in that 8-9-ish area.
In case anyone was wondering from where I'm standing at, Jillian Martin and Elena Carr all tied up at 207 after game number 1. And trip 2 there gives Victoria Verano a 1-pin advantage, 215 to 214 over Holly Bridges heading into game number 2. Bud with a 70-pin plus lead there, Emil, and definitely helps loosen things up a little bit heading into the finale here. That was one of his best shots so far of the game.
Yeah, no doubt, Aaron. And when we got on, or when we started this match, I thought it was key, based on what we watched earlier and the difficulty that this pattern seems to bring. Getting off to the best start you possibly can is just extremely important. And Bud was clean through the first couple. Elias had a couple of opens early, and Bud really hit home, understood what was at stake, and able to develop that lead. On the flip side, a one-pin match between Victoria and Holly, and it's really exactly what you would expect based on their starts. With Victoria coming on late to finish at 2:15. Holly never seemed to be away from the pocket, didn't seem lost whatsoever. So I'm expecting this one to go the distance essentially as well.
Yeah, Victoria has looked really, really tough these past couple of shots. Made the right adjustment.
Which was for her a ball change, moving to something that was a bit more shiny to help it get down the lane. Which therein also provides a little extra kickback to get that 10 out.
I was gonna say, when you're getting that hit, folks got to watch out.
Aaron, would you mind giving that Jillian Martin matching up update again?
Could you say that one more time, Emil?
Can you provide the update again for the Jillian Martin match?
The Jillian Martin match?
Yes.
It was 2:07 apiece after game number one. So far, they're currently into frame three. Jillian has a pair of 9 spares up there. Elena, spare in the first, and then a strike with a late roll of the 9-pin. So that was the explosion of sound you heard just a couple minutes ago. And now she's looking at a 3-6-10 in frame number 3, looking to stay clean. Looking at some notes in the chat. For James, 12 players will remain in each division after this round. Anthony, thank you for the note there. Elias?
Elias with a big double. And one of the cool things about Junior Gold is I remember seeing Elias in 19. But just watching the overall growth, not just on the lanes, but the physical maturity, height for a lot of players. It's pretty cool to kind of watch them really grow up at Junior Gold and throughout the years. A little bit outside for O'Halloran. Again, that one is a contenders match. Good spare. Good quality shot there, both from Elias and Holly. Again, the Burgess-Verano matchup, just one pin separated these two players as they enter game two.
An opportunity for Bud to gather some information here. This match well in hand.
You know, Aaron, Holly's game reminds me a lot of Carrie Smith, former junior Team USA player, regular on the PWBA tour. Very
Sorry,
straight.
Emil, I missed that there.
I said Holly's game reminds me a little bit of Carrie Smith, a former
Carrie
junior
Smith.
Team
Okay,
USA. Yeah.
I think that's an excellent comparison there.
Yeah, it's pretty A to B, right? It's start to finish, up the lane, generally speaking. A little bit of left to right, but sometimes a lot more of right to left as well. Sometimes you need to point to, and you got to go right to left to do it. That shot there for Victoria. Huge double there.
Gonna be quite a matchup here. You called that earlier, but it's really turning into that here between Holly and Victoria. That might be the first blink here in this matchup. Big four.
Yeah, in this situation, it only takes really one shot. Obviously this one far from over, certainly. But Victoria, I think since the ball change, has been a bit probably more confident that she can repeat shots. And it's shown certainly with the results.
176. It's going to be 310, the final tally for Elias. He is going to be eliminated here at the 2021 Junior Gold Championships, but always impressed to see players have continued success moving from division to division. I mentioned he was the U12 champion. He's got a masking unit up here, I believe, on the other side of this facility for his win in U12 back in the greater Detroit area, and you like seeing that continued success, even though he's competing against older players and players, who potentially have, just because they've been around a couple of years longer, have a little more experience.
Indeed, but you mentioned it. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Mentioned just the growth of watching the players grow throughout this event and going from division to division, and man, showing no signs of, certainly no letdown. Understanding that the talent base might be a little bit larger, but still bringing his best. And congrats on another great year for Elias O'Halloran. Just like that, Aaron, when we said the blink, and now Victoria has kind of returned that favor.
Three frames left to go, and not a thing decided yet here on 61 and 62. This is to come one step closer to earning a spot in the stepladder finals here in the U18 girls division. Final tally, Bud Sicard, 373 to 310. With the victory. Over Elias.
Something happened that a lot of people didn't like.
Yes, that was over on 71 and 72. That was Kelly Whipple. She has a 6-pin standing up, but I did not see what made it reaction worthy. Nice spare from Verano in the 8th. Strike for Holly, but that eruption for Elena Carr, double in the 7th and the 8th. For Jillian Martin, one open, one strike. Again, that match was tied up at 207 apiece. So right now, in 61-62, we still got a possibility of a tie here. 9th frame.
Wow.
The good news for Holly is she doesn't lose count on that, but it's a good old bucket and a biscuit right there.
Yeah, and then late into the game, obviously playing last place you'd like to see that.
I don't have to tell you what happened there.
It's it's serious. Over to the right of this particular match. Huge spare coming up here.
Oh, that is not fun to shoot at. I unfortunately know all too well.
So that brings Holly's max score now to 203.
Victoria on a 202 pace. So obviously she can step up here 9th and 10th and win this thing. But if she doesn't find a double, this is going to be a pressure-packed 10th frame.
Last time she was on this right lane, left a 4.67.
Cross is over. So we, or as you guys said in the last matchup, not necessarily the way you draw it up, but got to take it and refocus, move on. A 20-pin fill here, a spare and a strike. She cannot be defeated. But the strike here from Victoria, this one is all but over.
Bang.
How about that, E? How about that?
That was an excellent shot, one of their best of the match.
As we wait for this next shot, I think the folks standing next to me might get a little loud here. So
Understood.
I'm going to turn my volume down just a little bit. I turned that down to like a 3. I don't know if you guys could still.
It was still pretty. And that'll do it. It was a well-bowled match by both players.
It really was. And the good news for Holly is that being a winner's bracket match, she still has her opportunity to make a run here in 2021.
That's how you win.
She has been close in the past, made the show in 2019. And undefeated here in the early going. Going to finish with 222, a 437 series.
You know, Aaron, as well as Holly has bowled, I would still look for her to make a run in this contenders bracket because I think her game matches up perfectly to what this pattern is allowing or saying it to.
I would agree with you. It's once again, she's just kind of playing in her game, making good shots, making quality shots. And based off of what we've seen her reaction, obviously she got the win in the first round. And she basically averaged 200 out here. So as we've seen over the course of history, you know, junior gold, 2-game total pinfall matches, if you're consistently putting up 400s, at the end of the day, you're probably going to win more matches than you lose.
Yeah, I would take what she just did all day.
222, 193 scores for the final game. 437 to 407 final tally. 395 to 374. Elena Carr with the win over Jillian Martin. So Jillian will head to the elimination bracket. Taking a look at our pairs here at Expo. Looks like we're just all but done outside of a few matches off camera. So we'll look to JT here to see what's going on at Western. We'll make a switch here momentarily. And since we're looking at some new bowlers here, I know that's Solomon right there.
Yeah.
JT, give us a rundown. What are we looking at?
Well, it's been an interesting match here on 41 and 42. Solomon started off throwing a backer ball against Ryan Spear and had a decent look. Started off with a double, and then the ball started creeping high. And fellow righties know what that means. Transition. And the problem for Solomon, he had urethane in his hand and he couldn't really chase it left because his opponent was throwing reactive. And then he got forced back onto his own side and has basically been fishing ever since. But he still has an outside chance. But obviously very frustrated with the way he's bowled. In the other match, Brandon Bone is basically throwing the strike ball about as hard as I've ever seen anybody seriously throw their strike ball without messing around. And he's just trying to throw it at the two pin and keep it as straight as possible, make his spares. He's hanging in there. Actually had a small lead over Carter Street going into this game and chops the two off the four there. But these are grind outs over here. They're John Nunn had a big first game to basically run away with the tide in his match. It was an elimination match. But other than that, there have not been really any scores of note. It certainly does look like the right side, because of the traffic, and they are bowling on burn, has a slight advantage. It doesn't look like it's easy by any stretch, but it certainly looks like there's something they can throw to, some defined friction, whereas the lefties are, and it's part of their own doing. They threw urethane. Spencer bowled on this pair the match before, playing 17 with urethane, and so I think Solomon knew that.
Yeah, that's a great point, JT. Specifically, the Spencer point on 41 and 42, because he was basically playing with half the lane.
Yeah, and he had a smart strategy, I thought. He threw urethane and tried to keep the ball in front of him and gave himself a chance to win that match. And, it took a Brooklyn by his opponent in the 10th frame to beat him. Solomon going a different route. And, once he went away from the backup ball strategy, he was really behind the 8 ball because he really had no idea where to play. And he hasn't really committed to anything. Another open frame there. So basically must strike territory here for Solomon. He can still shoot 187. But he was already down 51, so Ryan Spear would just need any kind of mark at the last 3 frames and he would lock up this match. I mean, that looked pretty good, that reactive, hooking it, because there's probably a little carry down in the middle part of the lane from where Spencer was playing. So that might have been a good strategy, but obviously that's not the route he decided to take. And probably just a little bit too late. So with that match under wraps, we'll focus on the match with Brandon Bone and Carter Street. Carter Street had an amazing run the other day. Had a chance to shoot 866 going into the 10th frame of the 3rd game of a block. And opened in the 10th for 831. You guys ever open in the 10th for 831?
I'm still trying to just strike for 800.
Journey to 700.
Yes.
Is this the right time to tell an embarrassing story about a pocket 810 and 850?
Yes.
Oh,
it was so bad that it caused Brandon Bone to stop.
Exactly. Yeah, going for the it's going to start as a little bit of a brag. Going for the house record at Olympia Lanes in Hammond, Indiana, needing all 3 in the 10th to take over the score by 1 pin. After getting the first strike, I proceeded to 810 on my second delivery to shoot 856, which was cool. But yeah, I got an 850 with an 810 in there.
Wow. It kind of ruins the 850 a little bit, doesn't it?
I mean, it's not the way you want to end it by any stretch, but
850 still.
I think it makes for it's a funny story now when I tell it. So
yeah. You're glad you did it.
And it's slightly embarrassing as well, but everything before it was great though.
And Carter had the front 20, correct?
He did. Left the bucket and went off the sheet for 276. So he had 576 turning, and then had the spare 8 bagger.
See you tomorrow, Ari.
And his pulse never got above 60 the whole time. He was cool as a cucumber. And he had kind of a group behind him that was trying to keep people away, kind of like, in the dugout when a pitcher's throwing a perfect game. There's a little bodyguard group that keeps the rest of the team from talking to the pitcher. That's kind of how it was going. Well, it's this 5-pin here, and has a commanding lead in this match. 5-pin match going into game number 2. Whoa, look out. Gotta be kidding me. Wow. Wow. Well, that tightened things up quite a bit.
That's a yikes.
Now all of a sudden it's just a 10-pin match. And I mean, you should have seen Brandon back here jump up out of his chair ready to pounce.
He knows what time it is. I mean, and we all know, players know, Carter knows. Certainly.
See if he can bounce back. Good shot there.
I saw in the chat from Caleb that Silas has moved on, 409 to 389.
Well, here's the situation now. Brandon can go off the sheet to 199. And that would force Carter to shoot 204 or better. That would mean he would need a double. Yeah, he's just really struggling. Just trying to open up his angles just a touch, just to try to give the ball a little bit of room versus what he was doing earlier in the match, was basically just throwing it as hard as he could at the 2-pin. So spare here, he can shoot 188. That means Carter would need 193. So strike spare, or spare strike would do it. But Brandon would have to go off the sheet first.
And watching some matches from Brandon over the past couple of years, if he is able to find a couple strikes here, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little extra intensity to let his opponent know, let Carter know he's still got to show up here.
I'll tell you, I mentioned before, Carter was just so calm in the middle of throwing the front 20. I'm not sure anything would phase him, and that was just 10 back.
We'll be watching on the live stream. What are you doing? After that, if we can make it.
Well, his dad has thrown so many clutch strikes in his career. Let's see if Brandon's got one right here. Wow. Can't throw two better than that on this pattern.
Very impressive.
Chopped a 7 out like it's a clean karate joint.
Well,
At that speed, too. Impressive.
Yeah, this last shot, the count's important here. This count is very important because he gets this strike, and it's going to be spare strike for Carter. That's a lot different than spare 9. Oh, yeah. There it is.
There it is.
He walks right in front of him.
There it is.
I like that personally. Just my opinion. Brings me back to some days where I used to do things like that, and people would just be. I tell stories like that right now, and they go, "Really? You did stuff like that?" Yeah. You're in the moment, man.
I mean, it's respectful, but it's just a challenge, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Wow, good break there. Just leaving the non-washout, but it's going to have to make it and strike to win by a pin.
Last time he was on this lane, he missed a 5-pin.
Wow. What a finish to that match. Man.
I thought he did the right thing there, too. Had a spare ball out, wanted to go straight at it. Kind of remove the lane out of play, if you will.
Well, you know, he got upset there, but he took the high road and was a good sport. Gave Brandon a high five there at the end. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being upset with yourself after you lose a tough match like that. But good sportsmanship there at the end, and Brandon Bone moves on in the winners bracket.
All right, with that, JT, do we got anything?
No, we were completely done over here, Aaron. That was it. That was the last bit of action.
Here's some announcements going on right there.
Michael Larson.
Soothing tones of Mike Larson. I know that guy.
He's very serious when he does the announcements, I noticed.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not. But it's funny because I recorded all the announcements for even these rounds, but he's decided he wants to do them himself. And so my line readings of the announcements are much friendlier and softer. And when Mike does the line readings, it's like the taskmaster, right? And so I think he puts everybody on edge when he does the announcements around here. But it's fun.
He's got to let him know who's boss.
That's right.
That's
exactly right. I'm like always the friendly guy, so you know, I'm trying to make him calm before that match. You know, Mike's trying to make him pucker up.
Well, there we go. Interesting way to put it in at JT, but couldn't agree more. You got to let them know where you stand right away, folks. We're all done for the day. So U15 and U18, we have 2 rounds of match play in the books, which means they're not messing around. They're turning the lights off over here.
Wow.
All the lane lights are off now. But
ready to go.
Exactly. They're telling us.
It's like Ferris Bueller. Why are you still here? It's over. Leave.
But very exciting couple rounds. We saw some great matchups. And we're going to be back here all at Expo coming up in just a couple hours. 7:30 a.m. Eastern start time for match play round number 3. We're going to continue on until we get down to our top 3 in the U15 and U18 boys and girls divisions. And while all that's going on, JT, we got some stepladder finals to take care of as well. So it's going to be an awesome day on Bowl TV. 10 a.m. Eastern, the U12 matchup.
Yeah, we do. Mike Flanagan and Carolyn Doran-Ballard on the call for that. We've already got our finalists. Mike, you know what? Let's bring Mike in. He's the TV set already. He's getting ready for the show. Mike, what's going on?
Not going to sleep tonight.
Pulling all-nighter, baby. You haven't gotten sleep all week. What's one more night, right?
Right. Yeah.
So what do you got there? You got the bleachers all set up. You got the bracket board. Wow, that looks nice. That looks like a nice set. Who were the finalists that made it in the U12 division? I know you had a chance to interview them after they were determined.
Yeah, who are they?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so on the boys' side, we got Mateo is the number 1 seed. And then the number 2 seed is Shepherd. Man, I got all my notes.
That's why you write things down, right?
And then Kai is the third. He's my guy.
Anthony Swanson. Anthony Swanson. It wasn't a test, but Anthony Swanson. I've got the bracket right in front of me.
Swanson. That's it.
Yeah.
Swanson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Samsonite.
Yeah, Mary Samsonite. And then on over on the girls' side, I know how they bowl more than I know their names right now.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's been a long week. I'll actually.
I can tell you a lot about them.
Yeah, no, I know you interviewed them all tonight after they were determined, but I know you haven't had a chance to study your notes. It's Bella Castillo, L'Ariel Tharps, and Bailey Massengill is our tournament leader. So those are our finalists for the U12 division tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mike, thank you for showing us the set.
Yeah. Hey, Emil, it's good to see you, man.
You too, my friend. How are things? Obviously,
good.
they're busy.
Yeah, it's good.
My man.
All good.
All right, Mike, we will see you tomorrow. Get some rest, please.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Well, yeah, we will have a step ladder at 10 a.m. and then we'll have another one at 2 p.m., which is yet to be determined, the U15 division, and then another one at 6 p.m. U18. So, yeah, a lot of exciting bowling still to come. You guys will be back bright and early at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time.
That we will be. Emil's coming back for a couple rounds as well. I'm a big fan of the Cubs logo you got in the background there as well, E. So looking forward to talking Cubby baseball and watching some bowling and seeing these great youth athletes continue to showcase their craft, their dedication here, and make a run at a junior gold title tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be fun. I always think about every junior gold that I've been a part of. When you get to this point, everything's on the table and the intensity level starts to go up. That was clearly the case tonight, even with the matches that we saw and the matches that we heard kind of around what we were watching. So look forward to another exciting day. Somehow I was fooled into getting up early tomorrow, but because I love all of you and junior gold, I'm going to wake up at 6:30 a.m. Central Time.
Yes. Well, hopefully you wake up a little earlier.
You're right.
On the air.
I'll be in this chair at 6:30 a.m.
Because I know you like to look nice and have your hair nice, and
I did get a haircut yesterday, but not because I knew I was going to be on, because I just learned that today. So good timing. All right, kids. Nice job.
Fun. It was fun. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Emil, and we'll see you tomorrow. And Aaron Smith, take it away. Wrap us up.
All right, folks, that concludes our broadcast today from the 2021 Junior Gold Championships in Indianapolis. Before we sign off, a big shout out to the USBC BPAA and their board of directors for their continued support of these great young athletes and youth bowling across the land. Of course, Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider, our gold industry partners in Motive, Brunswick, Storm, and Rotogrip for their continued support. I Am Bowling by Logo Infusion. We're still rocking these jerseys underneath here, so we're looking good here. Got the team jerseys on, doing our thing, and so big shout out to I Am Bowling for helping the athletes look great, helping the staff look great, and most importantly, making us recognizable so folks can get their scoring updates made. A very important thing here at Junior Gold. Taking a look at the competition that we've seen throughout the course of the week so far, we have to give a big shout out to our competitors for showcasing once again their dedication, their skills, and their passion for the sport. It's been fun to watch, and this is the exciting time. This is the crazy time. Anything can happen in these 2-game total pinfall matches. So thank you to the competitors this week, the parents as well, for helping the kids realize their dreams as well out here in the lanes. The Bowl TV community, we appreciate you. I'm going to get you some updates here for U15 boys and U18 girls in the chat. So We'll sign off. I'll go ahead and try and get those updates posted in the chat for you. And that's going to do it. So for the Bowl TV crew, Mike Flanagan, as he swung by here after a nice long day at Strike Force with the U12 bowlers, Jason Thomas, Emil Williams Jr., I'm Aaron Smith. Everybody have a great evening. We'll see you again 7:30 a.m. Eastern time as we continue in match play. And remember, folks, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. We'll see you soon.